hope you guys are doing well today. Welcome back to another video. The palette of the day today is the Jewels and Gem palette from Odens Eye. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. Love it. To start off with, I'm going to be using the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer. I was very excited about this palette. I think the color story is absolutely beautiful. The Stone and Rock palette is also on my wish list. I haven't picked it up yet. I'm hoping it goes on sale for Black Friday and I can pick it up then. But here we have the Jewels and Gem palette, and it has 15 shades in it, and it's inspired by gems and jewelry. For today's look, I want to do something a little bit more fun, but also very wearable. So let's begin. To start off with, we're gonna go in with the shade Ecstasy. So I thought I would show you guys a tutorial first, and then we'll dive into the swatches. With the shade Ecstasy, what we're gonna do, why are my eyebrows like fully different heights today? Ah, my God. So the shade Ecstasy is a matte nude pink with a grayish tone. And we're going to begin by placing that on the very inner crease area. I'm just packing that in. This is already building up really nicely. So now I'm going to slowly blend that to about halfway in the crease area only. And we're going to repeat it on the other side. So again, going into the first part of the crease. And it's okay if you get a bit on the lid, that's fine. Wow, I love this color. This is so nice and fun. It actually built up way more in color than I thought. In the palette, it looks a lot lighter. And on the lid, we've got quite a bit of color payoff, which is really interesting. So it builds up a lot, which is good. Next up, we're gonna grab the shade Elation on a new brush. This is a matte pink brown color, and we're gonna pop this in the center part of the crease area. So we're gonna build that color up. And very gently push it around a little bit so it merges in with the first shade Ecstasy. And we are gonna go a little bit past the center just so it's feathered out. And that's it. So simple. Now on to the next side. Same thing, just on the top center of the crease and blending that into the Ecstasy shade. How good do these two colors look together? I should really wear colors like this more. It's so fun. They blend so easily too. Amazing. And as you can tell, we're doing the eyes first and then the face makeup later on. We've only put on 2 shades and I love this already. Next up, I'm thinking of the shade Transition or Rapture. I think we're gonna go with Transition, a nice green. I hate going into the embossed shadows. I really like keeping the embossing in it, but oh well, we're using it up. That's way more important. Now with the shade Transition, we're going to pop this on the outer crease area, that very outer corner there. I'm gonna tap it onto the other side. You know what? We're also going to bring it onto that lid. Wow, this is pigmented. This is very pigmented. We're tapping that on. I really love trying to create wearable looks with fun colors. I know wearable is different for everyone. And right now this is looking a bit extra, but we'll get there. See, look, already it's blending so nicely. So we are just blending that a little bit onto the lid. We're going to about halfway on the lid. And we're not picking up any more product. We're just using the product that's already on the lid and we're just blending it out. It's really important to start with less product and build up. We're gonna go back in with this shade Elation, just with the smallest amount. And we're gonna pop that where we originally put it. We're just gonna deepen it up and also use it to blend into that green. Now you may be wondering to yourself, Amelia, how are you gonna fit another matte shadow onto your lid? Well, we are going to try our best. We're going in with the shade Seventh Heaven. It's this beautiful green. I grabbed a very small amount on a different brush again, and I'm just gonna use this to blend out the very outer edges of that shade called Transition. Now you can't see it too much, but it is being used right now as a diffuser. Okay, yep, I think that was what this needed. Okay, this is fun. This is getting fun. God, why don't I do this more often? It's so much fun. Wearing some color is just the best. Okay, so to make it easier for the next step for us, which will be shimmers, I'm gonna take the same brush as Transition and I'm gonna just blend all of those harsh edges out, all over the lid. I'm not sure how there's already glitter on my eye. I don't know if you guys can see that, but somehow I've already got glitter on my eyelid. So So this is just to help create more of a seamless base for the shimmers to go on top of. It doesn't need much. I think that's about it. Now, where do I begin? Oh, there are so many beautiful shimmers in here. I'm not sure which one we should pick. Maybe we should try fit 3 on. My God, I'm actually insane. Let's try and fit 3. Let's just have fun. If you were me, what shimmers would you go in with? What do you guys think? Gorgeousness is screaming my name right now. I really wanted to go in with this purple, but the thing with this purple is it's got quite of a very dark base. So I need to be more careful with where I put it. I definitely want elatedness in the inner corner, and I definitely want to use gorgeousness. Let's have a look at the shade Gorgeousness. Okay, that's pretty. I've figured out the plan. Okay, here's the plan, everyone. We're gonna go in with the shade Rhapsody. She is sparkly. She's very sparkly. Rhapsody has a brown base with multicolor shifts in it, which is really, really cool. It's actually quite beautiful. I'm gonna go in and use my finger and just look how pretty. It's so pretty. I love. Love, 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 love. This is definitely one of the most prettiest shades in the palette, if not the prettiest shade in the palette. With the shade Rhapsody, I'm gonna tap that on the center of the lid all the way up to the crease. Can you guys see how pretty that is? Oh my goodness. Oh, it's everything. It's everything I needed and more. Okay, other side, look at it. Look at that. It's magic. It's actually magic. Now going in with the shade Gorgeousness on our finger again, we're gonna tap this on the outer corner of the eye. This is just gonna help add a little bit of an extra pop, and I just wanna use as many shimmers as possible. Guilty. Okay, other side. Can you guys see the difference? Oh, it's beautiful. I love the gold shimmers in here. Oh my goodness, it's so fun. It's so fun. But wait, there's another shimmer we can fit on the lid. So next up, we're gonna take the shade Elatedness. That's this really beautiful shimmer right here. I'm gonna start with a brush, a dry brush. I may need to use my finger, I'm not sure yet. And I'm gonna pop that on the inner third of the eye. And I think that's just enough actually with the brush application. If we went in and applied this with our finger, I'm sure we would build up the color and pigmentation a lot more. However, I do want this inner third to be a little softer than the rest. Just so when we look down, I'm hoping the attention is going to that center right there. Okay, onto the other side. Again, we're going onto the inner third. And we're putting that shade right up to meet the crease area. So you can see we've still got all these beautiful mattes popping up at the top there to help with the transition and some really pretty colors. I've done it again. I've created another beautiful look. I've done it. Here it is. Beautiful. So happy with this. I really wanted to do something fun. I think we've done it. Okay, there's one more thing we need to do. Going in with the shade Intoxication on a very thin, stiff brush. So with Intoxication, we're keeping that very close to the lash line just to make the lashes appear thicker. We're just going to about halfway and then all the way to the edge. Same with the other side, tapping very closely to the lash line. You're hardly going to see the difference, but there will be a difference. Your lashes will look thicker. This is the prettiest look I've done in a long time. What do you guys think of how this is looking? Okay, so now what we're gonna do is the rest of my face makeup. And while I do that, I wanted to give you some of my thoughts on this palette. So I have used this a couple of times before, and the looks I've created in the past have literally been like a light matte and then a shimmer just tapped on very slightly. So I don't have heaps of experience with this palette yet. I have used it a few times for daily wear. I just want to talk about some of the things I do and I don't like about this palette. I do like the theming. I think it's a great theming. I do love the packaging. I will say I love the mattes in here. I think the matte choices are beautiful. It makes the color story so much more comprehensive. Like you can pick pretty much any matte and it will go with another matte in the palette. It's very easy and it takes a lot of the guesswork out of mixing and matching colors together. You can't really go wrong, which is great. I also think the mattes perform really, really well. But when it comes to things that I don't like too much about this palette or some constructive criticism, I would have to say while some of these shimmers are absolutely beautiful, they're not the shimmers that I personally gravitate towards, in the sense that I like the iridescent shimmers with more of a translucent base. These shimmers in here, quite a lot of them have a darker base color, which is still really beautiful, but it's not 100% my style. It is good for me to get out of my comfort zone and to learn more about different types of shimmers. But yeah, these shimmers, they're quite dark shimmers. So for me, I would prefer lighter shimmers. Like this purple I was so excited for, but it has a really dark base, which does intimidate me a lot when I'm trying to create more natural looking looks. So it's something I definitely need to experiment more with. The rest of my face is complete. Now we're gonna go ahead into the bottom lash line. I'm thinking of just keeping it really simple, so we're gonna start off with Ecstasy. And with Ecstasy, I'm gonna buff that into the whole bottom lash line. I was thinking about replicating the top mattes to the bottom on the lash line, but I think I might just keep it with Ecstasy. I think it really creates a nice softness about the look. All right, I think that's it. It's so simple and it looks so effective. Now let's go ahead and curl our lashes. We're not gonna do any other eyeliner on top of the lid because I just wanna let the eyeshadow do all the talking. Please let me know if you wanna see more looks with this palette. Wow, these shimmers are so sparkly. I think in the palette, that Rhapsody shade is by far the most sparkly. Okay, and this is the finished eye look. What do you guys think? So now let's go ahead and swatch this eyeshadow palette, which is always my favorite thing to do. I love swatching palettes. Just last night, I was sitting down and swatching all of my Pat McGrath special shades that I own. I love swatching, it's so fun. So here is the first 4 shadows in the palette. We have Ecstasy, which is a matte nude pink. Elatedness, which is a shimmer. This is a light pink base with silver shimmer in it. We then have Elation, which is a matte pink brown. And then we have Exhilaration, which is a multichrome. And this is the multichrome with the dark base. I'm terrible at swatching like this. Here are the next 4 shades in the palette. We have Heaven, which is a matte grey brown. We have High, which is a golden shimmer shade. Intoxication, which is a matte black purpley shade, I would say. And then we have the shade Paradise, which is another multichrome. Wow, that went on forever. Oh my gosh, I've never looked at this swatched. I can't see it properly, hang on. That's actually, I'm trying to get a good look at it, I can't see it. That's actually really beautiful. This is like a deep smoky eye. Oh, we'll have to try that. We'll have to try that. Okay, here we have the next 4 shades. Look at the shift in this one. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's actually insane. Okay, we then have Rapture, which is a matte deep blue. Going in with Rhapsody now. Now this is the one that's all over our lids. Look at how beautiful that is. I love this one. Now we have Seventh Heaven. We've also used this a little bit on our lid. I would say this is kind of like a matte green brown, like a murky green brown. And lastly, for that 4 shades, we have Swoon, which is a very exciting multichrome. So Odens Eye describes this as a chameleon shadow with light base shifting from pink to gold and green. So it's everything. Swoon has so much pigmentation to it. It's so thick and luscious. That's how I would describe that shade. And here are the final 3 shadows in the palette. We have Transition, which is that shade that we have on the outer corner. I would say this is like a grayish green. We then have Gorgeousness, which is gorgeous. I would say it's like a golden, green, gray type of shimmer shade. And the final shade we have is Suzel, is that how you say it? And it is a matte dark brown with like kind of a reddish tone to it. And here we have the whole color story all swatched out. What do you guys think? All right, my friends, and that completes the video today, trying out and playing with the Odens Eye Jewels and Gem palette. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I will leave another video right here for you guys to check out. I hope to see you over there. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me. Have a great day. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. Well, that was fun. I had fun with that one. I just washed my arm and look. Now I've got to like go out today and have stripes up my arm. Oh well. Whoops.